Bull or bear? I'm rolling an 1884 CC Morgan dollar in probably MS62 condition. Obviously not graded. You don't need to grade everything, folks. And she comes up a bear. Good afternoon. What's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. And it is truly a beautiful day. Look at this. A little warm out there, but the weather is nice. Not too much rain or clouds out there. In fact, it's a good sunburn day, actually. And it looks like some folks are having some fun out there, as I should be and will do after this recording. Actually, I think I'm going to head over to the gun range. Just got myself a new Sig Sauer 365, so I'm going to spend a little time in the range getting used to that thing and replace my old 5-shot Smith & Wesson belly gun that I've used forever. I call it my grocery gun. All right, folks. It's not a gun show and not a fishing show. You know, I like to kind of go off on little topics here and there. So let me get into what we are going to talk about, which is precious metals today. And I want to talk about premiums and prices a little bit, because I know some of you folks out there want to make sure that you're not overpaying for your gold and silver products. You know, whether you're buying online or you're buying from a local dealer or something like that. So I'm going to share my bid and asks with you in my spreadsheet here. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's just kind of go over what we saw on Friday. $2,431 gold, $27.48 silver. Silver just like making that buck or two move backwards from the low 27s up to about 28. And then backing off again, as you can see here at 27.75, 27.30 was a low on Friday. New York price, no, that was world prices actually. And platinum just again sub $1,000, young blood, redheaded stepchild of precious metals. And again, probably the best time to buy something unloved is when it's unloved. I'm sorry. So you know, there you go. Anyways, not a recommendation per se, but I like platinum. It just seems so cheap, man. And at some point. And it's rarer than gold and harder to mine than gold too. However, I believe that the palladium and platinum markets are probably, especially platinum, are probably just as manipulated and monkey hammered as the silver markets, because they are so much smaller. I believe the platinum market is much smaller than silver. But the best time to buy any kind of physical asset, tangible asset, especially one that's been around for thousands of years. Well, platinum's been around for 1,000 years. I could do a little research on that, but platinum's just dirt cheap in my opinion. Let's talk. All the metals are dirt cheap, really, in my opinion. Silver, especially, and gold. But again, platinum's just kind of languishing for quite some time now. All right, let's move out of shit. There's nothing here that you guys don't know already. You follow the gold and silver prices every day, pretty much. We're not quite sure what the market's going to open up tomorrow, but we all know that the long-term trend is upwards. You know, follow my cursor right here, from the beginning of a time here in the lower left corner to the end times to the right here corner. This is what the price of gold and silver does. And see this right here? This is our little segment right here where we live. This tiny segment here, but throughout history, this is what gold and silver is kind of pretty much done when compared to fiat currencies throughout history as well. And the U.S. dollar would be the same if you just looked at the gold prices, silver prices, and compared it, you know, to how long the U.S. dollar has been officially around. Let's go from 1900, and you'll see the same kind of choppy movement, but the overall trend is always upwards, and that's why we like owning gold and silver, and platinum, I guess. And my recommendation, folks, we've seen a lot of big drops here. That kind of cyclical motion, when you're seeing a market go up like this, and again, it's making this choppy movement, just pretend that's a graph right there. Up and down, up and down, up and down, but the overall trend is always upward. Just buy the frickin' dips. You're not going to go wrong buying the frickin' dips, all right? So that's just my opinion, and I think it's proven itself true throughout history here. There's some quieter times than others, but no less, buy the frickin' dips. Let me just kind of preface something here before I go into my bid and ask prices here. I thought this was kind of a cute little quote here. Those who think profit is a dirty word should try making one. And that's very true, because, folks, profit's not a dirty word at all. A fair profit is not a dirty word. That's why I don't mind sharing prices with you, what my bid and asks for on gold and silver products. Actually, I'm going to show you our bid and ask sheet here in just a moment on Eagles, Krugerrands, Maples, all the more commonly traded products that we deal in. And again, I don't mind showing you my bid and ask. And some of you might be a little bit surprised. Wow, he's making a little bit of money here. But it's not easy to make money, and profit is not a dirty word. And again, I am very competitive on my buy and sell prices. If you take a look at the spreadsheet I'm going to show you here in a moment, you'll see, and you compare them to others, you'll see that we are very competitive, especially on the ask side of it. As far as the bids, for a lot of retail guys, it's really hard for you guys to go out there and find any bids on gold, silver, and platinum. That's because most guys, like the big bullion guys like here, the big 800-pound gorillas, trustworthy 800-pound gorillas, most of those guys, they don't list buy prices per se because they probably feel it's going to hurt their sales. And it might in a little way. I'm not quite sure. Some people don't like the idea of anyone making a profit on them, and those are not the kind of people that I want to deal with anyway. But let's get into, and the other thing too, folks, let me preface another thing here. There's a reason that there are no day traders in gold and silver physical markets, and it's exactly because of the premiums. I would have done it myself, day trading gold and silver, but even my cost, it's just not doable. The premiums on gold and silver, and the discounts, whatever people are paying and buying for, the spread between that, just completely prohibits any notion of doing any kind of day trading, even weekly trading or something like that. Again, the premiums are just too high to permit day trading. If you want to do day trading in gold and silver, as much as I hate to say it, SLV and GLD, or those type of ETFs where you can get in and out. But I don't know what your trading costs. I mean, if it costs you like $5 to make a trade, $3, $10, whatever it may be on GLD or SLV, that is a better way to day trade gold and silver. Again, for you guys for you get rich quick guys that want to try to probably get poor, but get rich quick day trading precious metals. You can't do it with physical. All right, with that said, let's get into some numbers right here. Let's start with the Eagles. All right, here, I'm going to show you my spreadsheet. And I'm very unsophisticated, folks. Yes, that is a picture of my spreadsheet. I haven't figured out how to put a PDF on here. But, freeze this, take a picture of it yourself or whatever. Now, my spreadsheets do change. By Monday, these prices could be wrong. These were the prices on Friday that we're using. Actually, last Thursday, Friday, or pretty much for the whole last week, things didn't much change on our buy and sell spreadsheet. But let's kind of go into what my sheet looks like and what these numbers represent and what they are. Okay, first off, that red right there is meaning that is under spot. Anytime you see red right there means that what we're paying under spot. And when it's in black, that's what we're getting over spot. So black would be over spot, red would be under spot. And let's go with gold eagles. And you can see I got quantities listed here too. 1 to 9 on the bid and ask, 10 to 19, and then 20 plus. And on big deals, I pretty much handle all the big deals myself here. My staff does all this other stuff right here on the smaller deals. But gold eagles, let's go for larger quantities. I'm not going to give you the 20 plus, but let's just say for 20 right now, we'd be a buyer in gold eagles at spot minus 15. And a seller at $95 over if you were purchasing or selling 20 or more coins, or 20 coins to us. Larger quantities, again, I can do a better price than this. So that gives you a total spread. That's a $110 spread per coin. So if you were going to buy and sell at the same time, you'd have about a $110 spread on 1 ounce American Eagles. Buffaloes a little higher, as you can see here. Again, folks, I'm going with that 20 quantity just to get, show you what you can get for 20 or more. And you know what? I tell you what, let me go with the small quantities, less than 10 ounces, because the majority of Americans out there buy smaller quantities. The whales are few and far between. They're out there, trust me, we do a lot with big guys out there, but let's go with just like 1 to 10 coins. Let me do that. What is the spread on 110 coins? It's pretty easy. It's about a $130 spread. So theoretically, if gold stayed the exact same price all day and you bought in the morning and then you sold in the afternoon, you'd lose about $130 on that trade. Buffaloes, as you can see here, 155 is what you would lose on that trade. Krugerrands, which I think are really a pretty good deal, you'd lose 150. And you're going to say, well, Brian, that's a pretty wide spread there. Why 150? And then it's such a smaller spread on the other products. Well, Well, I think that has a lot to do with the buy prices. The bids on Krugerrands are pretty cheap, and the look at the ask price. I mean, even though the spread is bigger right now on Krugerrands, it's a $150 spread between the buy and sell, and I've got to double check, but I believe that's right. $150 spread. That's pretty big between the buy and sell on Krugerrands. But why do I like Krugerrands better? Look what you're going to outlay, $80, and this is unusual to see the bid prices that low. $75 under spot, $75 under. Very unusual to see the bid prices that low. In all these years of doing it since 1977, when I started working for my father part-time, I've never seen items like gold getting discounted that much. But it's a great time to buy, and the reason that the everything's getting discounted, you see a lot of stuff in red, and that a lot of these premiums are cheap as you've ever seen them in the last several years or more, 10 years or more probably, or close to 10 years, is that sales have just completely dropped off a cliff. Retail sales have dropped off a cliff. Thankfully, and again, last week's video I was talking about that. Some of these guys that deal only in bullion products got to be hurting, because the expenses keep going on, and if there's no bullion sales, And I'm a little concerned that we may see one of the big guys, maybe even one of the big good guys, well, more than likely. The bad guys always go out fast, but one of the good guys could be going out. Tough to say. I mean, if my only business was just doing bullion, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here. But we do many other things. We do rare coins. We also do jewelry, artwork, antiques. So I've been pretty much diversified in my business. And so when one thing's doing weak, I'm doing well in the others. So that's why we've been here this long. But if I just did precious metals only, retail sales only, my God, we wouldn't have been here this last year, that's for sure. What does that mean to you out there? It doesn't mean that gold and silver, everyone's selling their gold and silver. That's why prices are so cheap. There's no capitulation. The only reason that you're seeing lower gold and silver prices occasionally is because of the big banks hammering them. And the reason that we're seeing higher and higher prices is just because a falling dollar, and a dollar that buys less and less every year, and central banks buying gold, and India buying gold, and most importantly China buying large quantities of gold, and their people are buying gold. I mean, Americans, for the most part, exposure to gold, if you ask most of your friends, you stackers out there, gold and silver stacks, you ask your friends, well, hey, what's, do you own gold and silver? Some might say, yes, I believe it's in my fund or something like that, or one of my managed money accounts, or my IRA as an ETF or an SLB, or an ETF with SLB or GLD or something like that. But I would bet you a majority of your friends and people out there do not own a gold or silver bar. They own some gold and silver in their drawers or something, jewelry and flatware. But I'd say a vast majority, 99% plus of Americans do not own gold and silver bars. And the ones that do have been pretty much bought in for the last 10 years, waiting for this up market. And we do see some new buyers drizzling in. But again, remember, the gold and silver coin and bar market in the United States just represents a very, very, very small segment of the population worldwide that does buy gold and silver coins and bars. All right, man, I got sidetracked on that a little bit as well. So Eagles, there's your spread on those. And we'll talk about silver here in a moment. And again, you'll see that the spread is much bigger on KRs and Maples than it is on Eagles and Buffaloes right now. But it might have something to do with popularity too, or something like that, because these are easier to sell right now. They're still easier to sell even though they're higher priced. But if I were you, I'd buy Krugerrands. I think what you're paying, $80 over spot, you can't beat it. It's got the same amount of gold as all these other products. And again, it's not about what you're gonna, what you'll get for it. I mean, this is an anomaly. This is kind of strange to see these kind of discounts in the red like this on these type of products. But in most markets, they're closer to the spot price. They're closer to maybe a little bit under spot, but we don't usually see this low below spot. Okay, so $80, I think Krugerrands are the best deal out there. And again, if you're buying larger quantities, take a look at this. If you're buying 20 plus more Krugerrands, you get them for spot plus $45. And then there's a bid right there under 65. So the spread getting a little bit better on larger quantities of KRs. Let's take a look at silver here. What's the best deals? Well, the best deals are not. Take a look at the spread on American Silver Eagles. I'm at spot plus 85 cents and selling them at spot plus 465. And any of you guys buying Silver Eagles out there knows that my prices are pretty damn good on the ask there. I believe I'm beating SD, JM, and all those guys on Silver Eagles for sure. And take a look at the spread, the buy and sells on 1 ounce silvers. I would certainly say the best deal out there in silver is going to be, if you like the smaller increments, take a look, less than 20 coins, you're at spot plus $2. If you're buying 20 to 100, we're at spot plus $1.65. So pony up that extra ounce right there and get yourself a cheaper price. I know, you got to cut these numbers off somewhere. I know it sounds weird, but so 20 to 100 ounces, spot plus $1.65. That's pretty darn hard to beat. And then we'd be a buyer at spot minus $1.25. Silver, much bigger spreads percentage-wise. Sorry about that. Total spread there, $1.65 over, and then 1.25. Sorry about that. I keep subtracting it. I could have done that in my head way faster. $2.90 spread there. So if you bought and sold the same day, you're looking at almost a $3 spread. Again, on silver, that's very typical. The premiums are always higher and the spreads are always higher. And that's especially why day trading silver, to me, I just couldn't even see how anyone can do it physically on a physical level. But here's the bids and ask on American Silver Eagles and Maple Leafs. I put 90% down here. Folks, I don't need to show you everything. Now that I've shown you that red means under spot, black means over spot, just freeze this page, take a look, and make sure that you're not paying much more than what I'm showing you here. I don't believe there are any mistakes on this page, but if you find one, let me know. But I don't believe, don't pay much more than what you see on my ask size on this stuff. And there's a lot of sites that charge way more than that. So if you're looking for a good price on gold, silver, and platinum, definitely give me a call. But if your local dealers and the online dealers are charging near where my ask price is, or even less, definitely it's a good deal. Well, anyway, just kind of wanted to share some bid and ask with you and some premiums on stuff. Well, that's really about it, folks. I want to get over to the range here. Not a lot to talk about, or I don't feel like talking much today. So I'm going to cut this one short. You can catch me out here on Twitter and X. I'm having a lot of fun out there, a lot of cool people. And man, the algos are trying to draw me into that political conversation. And I got to pull out of it every once in a while. And last week's video, gold and silver sales, I'd like to thank for everybody down. Why? We kind of just talked about that a little bit. And a major bullion dealer going bankrupt. I go more into depth of what I kind of just talked about here in a little bit, what I just talked about a little while ago. More in depth here in last week's video, or in depth in last week's video. And like to thank everybody that watched, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well if you haven't. And Marco Aurelius, how you doing? I know who you're commenting for the algo, of course. Michael, thanks, sir. Let me cheers to you. Here's my coffee cup right here. Not familiar with Colorado Gold, sir. Do you remember Craig? No, I sure don't. Brochures, and then it's gone. Hiss there, Silver Cobra. What is the guy wearing a dress on the coin? You lost me on that one. And the year is 2026. Let's see if there's anything I can answer. Boy, thank you guys. I appreciate everyone that comments and again likes and subscribes to these videos. Love your price match. Never had to use. Experience is always good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love your channel. Recent brought my first palladium. Rest in peace. That's Mike Costco. Oh, interesting question. Mike Costco, $100 million plus million months in sales be grabbing from local. I'm sure it is. I'm sure that Costco selling gold is kind of cost some local deals, but not much. Most people are not going to buy their gold and silver from Costco. Most smart people are going to buy it from a local dealer that they can go talk to face, that's going to give them a fair, competitive price, and also give them good advice as well. I'm sorry. I have a hard enough time going to Lowe's and trying to find good hardware and find hardware and stuff like that. Much less go to Costco to buy my gold. You know what I mean? So stick with your local dealers if you got a good one, folks. If you don't, give me a call. All right. Well, that's really it. I'm going to cruise out of here right now. Don't forget, think for yourself and question authority, because what you may know may be incorrect, and it's hard to question other people when you got it wrong yourself, folks. So always think for yourself and always question authority. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. And if you're looking to buy gold and silver and platinum in any amounts, give us a call at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Been in business been down here since '77, doing this since I was a kid. Been in this location since 1995, and we'll beat all the locals down here pretty much, and we'll also beat APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion Online, the 800-pound gorillas that I respect. But if you're going to beat anybody, beat the respectable guys. That's how you get ahead. Hey, thanks again for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.